So, now you have your own crib, or you are a teenager living at home, living independently and learning to pay your own way. You are in charge, living large. To keep that rental, you might have to change your behavior, alter your communication style, and put your family and friends in check. Whether you live in public housing or a private market rental, you can avoid a 30-day notice to move out or prevent an eviction. Follow these simple steps to keep living large. How to keep that rental. If you are living in public housing or a private market rental, a lease or rental agreement establishes the rights and responsibilities of a tenant and a landlord. If you do not follow the terms and conditions of a lease or a rental agreement, you could be forced to move.
Whenever you apply with the Housing Authority for an apartment and they give it to you at the Columbia Villa or the Tamarack, we residents show that apartment to you. And we tell you the ins and outs out there, what's going on, what activities are available to your children, from tiny babies to activities for adults. And we also are very strong letting you know we do not tolerate domestic violence, we do not tolerate alcoholism, we do not tolerate drugs. And we know that the Housing Authority has told you this, but they're only there from 8 to 5. I'm your neighbor, I'm watching it, and I'll turn you in.
I've got somebody that has 10, 15, 20, maybe 30 visitors an hour. Again, I've got the car doors slamming, going in and out, short stays, horns honking, and young folks talking in loud voices all around here. Now, for the stranger, this is confusing, but from each, it's annoying to the neighbors.
The top 2 reasons for evictions or a 30-day notice to move out is failure to pay your rent every month on time and a noisy lifestyle.
Amy, what do you think you're doing? You're supposed to be in school. I think your friends need to leave. You're going to get me evicted. The neighbors are complaining about the noise. What do you mean? So do you want to be homeless? Well, that's exactly where. Hang up that phone. Amy, hang up the phone and listen to me. Yes, and your friends need to leave. So you need to leave. Because you're going to get me thrown out of here. What about me and Brad? I don't think so. Yeah. You're here with them. I don't think so. You need to leave. Yeah, I'm tripping. Yeah, you're going to get me thrown out of here. Amy. All right. Hey. Amy.
I think sometimes that teenagers don't know what a tenant's rights and responsibilities are, and they don't know what the law is about being a tenant, but having too much company is actually something that a landlord can ask you to move out for, especially if there's a lot of coming and going. If there's any disputes, altercations, if the police are called, those are things that landlord can ask you to vacate the property for. For teen parents, it's very important to understand that if you have too much company, it draws the attention of the neighbors, the landlords, they might call the police. You want to respect the quiet laws in Portland from 10 p.m. to 8 a.m. No noise should be heard outside of your building.
Hold on, just a minute. I'm sorry. Y'all family and all, but you guys have to take this in the house. I'm on public housing and I cannot have this. I'm responsible for your behavior. They already think this is a dope house, you know. Please don't make this no scene. Don't make this no scene.
The other top reason is non-payment of rent. No matter what holiday, birthday, Rose Festival, or any other reason, pay your rent every month on time.
Non-payment of rent is the #1 reason for eviction. And that happens time and time again. And another concern that we have with housing, working closely with housing, is that when you establish that pattern, and each month there's a crisis and there's a situation, and we have referred you to YWCA We have referred you to AMA. We referred you to energy assistance. But when there's that chronic pattern, you can be evicted for non-payment of rent. Some folks say, well, I always get it in, but that's past the deadline. And what I think housing is working really hard is to show folks this is a business. And we have an expectation. You have a deadline, and they're really working to support that. But that is the #1 reason for eviction, non-payment of rent.
Happy birthday! Woo! Happy birthday! 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 Yes!
Where you get the money for this party? This look kind of expensive. I spent my rent money on my baby's party. Your rent money? I can't believe you spent your rent money on this party. You are out of your mind. You are so out of your mind. Girl, you know you need that money for more expensive things than this little stuff up in here, all this expensive stuff. What that little boy need all this stuff for? All he gonna do is grow out of it and break it up anyway. Your rent money.
You need to pay your rent. You really, really got to pay your rent. I mean, birthdays, he's not going to remember this. And you could have just got him like one nice present and that's it. He don't know how much you can afford. He's a little kid anyway. You got to pay your rent. You just got to.
The only people authorized to stay in your rental are those names listed on your lease or rental agreement. You could lose your home if you do not put your boyfriend or your family member who moves in with you name on your lease or rental agreement.
All right, I'll put my name on the lease, and I'll pay the half of the rent and pay the cable bill and help you around the house, whatever you need to do.
Okay. You come back.
You are responsible for your company's behavior outside and inside your rental.
Man, what y'all doing in front of my house when my manager sees us? Get this stuff off my porch. What y'all thinking, man, when my manager walks by or something? Y'all can't be doing this at my house, man. Man, ruining the fun, nothing, man. I don't want to get kicked out of my house. Where am I going to live, with you, with your mama? I don't think so, man. That's my mom's house. You can't be doing that when my manager walks by. Man, you guys can't be doing that. I don't care. You can't be doing that around my house. That ain't right. You want to play? Man, no, I don't want to play, man, when my manager walks by.
What's up? Oh, what's going on out here? What are you doing? Let's do the wedding party with the party.
Each family is entitled to the peaceful enjoyment of their unit. And the lease agreement states anything, music, the tone of your voice, if it carries outside of their dwelling unit, it's too loud. So, you know, you're in an apartment situation, your neighbor is right next door to you. If they can hear your music in their unit, then you're in violation of the lease agreement.
If that noise can be heard outside your walls, and I know there are times that I can have my TV turned on high when I lived in the family section, fans going in the summertime, air conditioning's going, and still could not hear my own TV for the music coming in from across the way from another apartment. You are affecting your neighbors. Then it's your neighbor's business.
Follow a good neighbor policy. Don't leave friends or family members in your house or apartment when you are not there. Their behavior or activity can get you evicted. Go over your lease and rental agreement with your family members.
Okay.
Shall not engage in any criminal activity or any drug-related criminal activity or any activity involving firearms, illegal drugs, or violence. You fighting with your little friends can get us thrown out of here.
I'm sorry. I didn't know that these rules related to me and my friends. I just thought it was related to you because you rent this house, therefore I just live here. And I apologize, and I will keep my friends in check.
The behavior of your guest or family member may cause someone else to get in your business. Listen to Kenneth Edwards, a crime prevention specialist.
Yes, you say you got an eviction notice. And what is your address? Yes, I recognize that address. Now, about your notice. The notice was sent because your house has been reported as having suspicious activity, likened to drug activity. No, we're not saying that you were having drug activity, but the activity is likened to it, that you've got a lot of visitors, that you're disruptive to the neighborhood, and that there have been a couple of arrests for fighting. Oh, that was your cousin. But it's your house. Yes, your house, you're the responsible person. Your cousin is the problem. We'd love to have your cousin taken out of the picture, but I can't come over and tell you not to have your cousin over. All that I can do, since you allow your cousin to come over and do this at your home, is to get an eviction notice for you. It is none of our business to get into your personal affairs, but becoming an independent dweller, having your own apartment, your own house, now you have responsibilities that go with that, which is on a larger scale. Now you have responsibilities to society at large. Your neighbors, the people that live in the apartment complex with you, live down the block. And your business and community business is on a very fine line. And right after the activities in your house, in your yard, in your car, goes over your threshold and has an adverse effect on your neighbors, is no longer your business. It is the business of the community at large. And to keep us from getting involved in your activities, you must keep your activities confined to inside your residence so that they will not have an impact on someone else and reduce their comfort level of livability.
Hey! Hurry up! Let's go! We're gonna be late to the party, man! Let's go! Hurry up!
In all rental agreements, it will state that you are responsible for all family and guests. If they are coming over to your house, you're responsible for their actions. And if they are disturbing the other people, it is up to you to ask them to either stop or leave. If they will not respect your wishes, then it is up to the landlord to protect the other tenant's rights to step in. And that can be giving an oral warning, giving a written warning, or even a 30-day notice to move. Usually most landlords will work with the tenant first. It doesn't always happen on the first time that there's an incident. So I try to tell the girls that I rent apartments for to be careful who you tell where you live and that they respect your house and your child's house.
Man, are you tripping or something? What you come out here with all that noise for me? You get me evicted. What y'all think? Come out here with all that. You stupid or something? Y'all should be get me evicted, man. This is my mama's place. What y'all thinking? Now y'all can't come to my house with that stuff. Man, you tripping. You gotta get out of here, man. You get my mama evicted like that. Forget y'all can't come up to my house disrespecting me like that.
Number one reason for eviction that we're finding is not being able to control their visitors, whether it be family or friends. That they come over, they cause disturbances, disturb the other neighbors, and do not have any responsibility for the place since they don't live there. And so the responsibility is on the tenant, and that ends up having them given notice to move because of the bad neighbor policy.
Establish good communications with your landlord. Report anything in need of repairs. Don't avoid the landlord. When you are having a conversation with your landlord and a disagreement comes up, don't sweat it. Don't cuss, fuss, or jump bad with the landlord.
A plumber there within 2-3 days. This isn't even a day yet, and you're calling me back and you're being totally disrespectful, cursing me and my family out. And you know, I'm just not going to put up with it. I'm not going to get down to your level, but I don't need this sort of grief in my life. So you now have 30 days to be out, because I'm not going to put up with people threatening me and cursing me. Forget it. Goodbye.
If you have an answering machine, try not to be too creative with your message. Music that is too raw or lyrics laced with profanity can turn your landlord or your employer off.
Yeah, girl, tell them what's up. Let them know what they calling for.
Yo, you reached Tamika. We ain't in right now. If you want to get a hold of me and my kids, you can pay just, you know we all that. All right, bye.
Accidents happen. You are responsible for the damages caused by your children and their guests.
Oh, I broke it.
A good tenant will not disturb the neighbors, will pay your rent on time, and will let you know when something's broken.
When you move out, give a 30-day notice.
It's very important to give a 30-day notice, because that is one of the things when somebody calls for a landlord reference, they will ask, did they give notice? It says, for one thing, it is illegal, because it says in your rental agreement that you will give a 30-day notice, which means you're also responsible for the rent for that 30 days. The 30-day notice doesn't mean that you have to stay there the 30 days. You can leave as soon as you can so that they can get ready to rent. If they rent it again within that 30-day, you will get rebated back that portion of rent that somebody else is paying for that unit.
Find a different place to hang out, at a rec center, a park, a courtyard, or at the library.
Hi, my name is Patricia Welch. I'm the manager here at the North Portland Branch Library, and I want to welcome everybody who's watching this to the library. That doesn't just mean adults, it doesn't just mean your parents, it means teenagers, it means young mothers and fathers. We want you all to come in here. There's something for you at the library. I have out here just some of the materials that we have available to you. Now, if you can't get to the movies and you don't want to stay in the house, you can come in here. If you have some headphones, like a Walkman, you can not only come in and borrow a tape, you can sit down and listen to it. Now, you have to keep the headphones on, because everybody's not going to want to hear what you want to hear. The fact is, we have a range of materials that you can come in, relax, listen to. We also have videotapes. I'm looking at The Nutty Professor. I'm looking at the film Apollo 13, Spanish language. We have videos in Vietnamese. We have newspapers, magazines, and videos in a variety of languages. These are things that you can either read here in terms of reading material or take with you, so in terms of books or videos. But the main thing I want people to know is this is a publicly funded institution. It's either funded by your money or your parents' money. We want you to take advantage of this, whether you are a teenager in high school, young mother or father, or parent. Please come in. We welcome you here. We want you to take advantage of what the library has to offer.
If your friends or some of your family members want to cop an attitude with you because you put them in check, they will get over it. You and your family have a right to live in a rental, and you can be a good neighbor. Follow these steps and incorporate these boundaries in your life, and you will be living large. You kept that rental.
Amy, what do you think you're doing? You're supposed to be in school. I think your friends need to leave. You're going to get me evicted. The neighbors are complaining about the noise. What do you mean? So do you want to be homeless? Well, that's exactly where, hang up that phone.
over here, are we? What's up? Oh, what's going on out here? What are you doing? Let's do the party with the guy.
And your friends need to leave. So can we just say you and you need to leave? Because you're gonna get me thrown out of here without me and Brad. I don't think so. Yeah. You're with them. I don't think so. Oh, you need to leave. Yeah, I'm tripping. Yeah, you're gonna get me thrown out of here. Amy, you need to leave.
Apologize for being bad, but that's just who I am. I'm a teenager. I can't go to school every day like the rest of these kids.
Yeah, you're getting way off. Getting way off. And yo, Amy, don't get the mic.
Yeah.
Okay, one more time.
Just say, I'm bad, I'm sorry, Mom.
And you didn't know that your behavior related to your mom getting evicted. You don't want to get evicted. You all want to live here.
You didn't know what a lease was.
You did, exactly. Thank you, Terry. Here we go. Quiet on the set. And action.
I'm sorry, Mom. I didn't know that the